Well, good morning. We're at the National Colonial Farm this morning. It's not too far from where we live, and it's directly across the Potomac River from Mount Vernon. As a matter of fact, you can see Mount Vernon to the other side. We're just going to walk around today and take a look. We've been here years and years ago, but wanted to get out today. It's a nice day. It's in the 60s. Today is Friday. It's the 13th of April. So let's go on, see what else we might see. There are a number of trails here, and they have a lot of demonstrations set up. You can see here by the sign. This is administered by the Accokeek Foundation here in Accokeek, Maryland. And they partner with the National Park Service. So, as you can see from the sign again. So it's a fairly large area. And they have events out here from time to time to demonstrate different things. They have volunteers who have, and also staff that have live as they lived back in the colonial times. This is not necessarily a historical site, other than it's directly across from Mount Vernon, but it's a historical demonstration area is where it amounts to. As I remember from the trip before, it's a really nice place. They have fishing here, a number of houses that have been constructed to demonstrate the way things were in colonial times. So we'll be shooting some videos from time to time and just looking around. It's the visitor center you go into first. It's open from 10 to 4. The place is open year-round, dusk to dawn, but the visitor center may not be open during that time. So anyway, let's just keep going. Well, after a short stop in the visitor center and some good discussion with the attendant there, we're back outside now, and you can see this fishing pier and the Ecosystem Farm, and then the National Colonial Farm here is to the left, and that's where we're going to be going. The place is very eco-friendly. They have a lot of demonstrations and things set up to demonstrate that kind of thing. Everywhere around every building that I've seen so far, they've got rain barrels. They're collecting the rain, being ecologically prudent. So we're going to go up here. Like I said, there's a number of trails, and when we come right in, they're very well marked, and I believe that the signs are colored based on the blazes. So this is the Riverview Trail. So we'll head on down here a little bit and look around, take a look at the view, the Riverview, which we should be able to see Mount Vernon right across the river here, the Potomac River. They have a lot of open fields because that's just the way the colonial farm would have been. So we'll keep the camera handy, and as we see things of note, we'll let you share them. And sure enough, there's the blue blazes for the Riverview Trail, and there's the river. That's the Potomac River. The fishing pier that's free for you to use. And over there, that's Virginia. Now let's keep going. You see, this trail is actually a cut trail, just cut through the vegetation here. None of these are very long. I believe most of them are, well, I know all of them are under a mile in length. I think there's 6 or 7 in here. So we'll just keep on walking. And as I promised, directly across is Mount Vernon. And down below, that's the Potomac River. And that is Virginia over there. Kind of neat. Part of the preservation of Mount Vernon in that area over there is to try and keep this side of the river as it would have been during George Washington's time. So they're trying to keep development. My understanding is that a lot of this is preserved. Anyway, there it is, Mount Vernon. Another place I hope to go and share with you via YouTube. A little bit better view of Mount Vernon. It's very impressive looking, especially from this distance. Bright red roof. Wonderful. You can imagine what it would have been like to pick that place at that time. I got to remember, Washington, D.C. was not there. Alexandria was the big place, just up the river there. Well, we've made it down the trail here, and here we've come to some of the demonstration areas, like some of the gardens and stuff. There's some chickens right up away here. We'll walk by and see. There's a few folks over there doing one of our other hobbies that we like to do, and it appears they're geocaching. I see them carrying a little handheld GPS, and them talking about, okay, how far are we? So that's usually a dead giveaway to a cacher. How far? How much farther? Where are we? Good thing about this is fairly open, so you should be able to get a good signal. So let's walk on around here. You can see some of the buildings. It's a fairly large area. And a sign asking you to be sure to close the gate if you do go inside. We're not going to do that. When I see things like this, it's really quite neat. I just wonder, do they have in colonial times this many flat boards to use for a fence? There's a gourd. I always love that. It's something I want to try to grow at some point. I got a few things planted, some lettuce. And here are the chickens. They're in a raised chicken coop. And right back there is where we came. We kind of skirted that field right there. There we are. Oh, they're successful. They found it. This is part of the dock system that they used to have a ferry that would run across over to Mount Vernon, which is just straight over that way. A lot of damage was incurred at this particular facility, this particular park, part of the park, during Hurricane Isabel. I think it's 2004, and they just have not been able to rebuild it. It's a funding issue, probably more than anything else. But at one time they had a ferry, a boat that would take you pedestrians straight across over to Mount Vernon, so right now we're not able to do anything like that because funding. You can see there's quite a number of Huge trees are down the dock. Appears to be in terrible condition down there. So, anyway, and over here, an area of this obviously is not one of the historically accurate homes, but it is made to look to try and fit in here. Again, rain barrels everywhere. I'm not sure if that's where some of the interns live or exactly what, but they do have an intern program. Oh, I just keep on going. Well, we're back on the trail again, and there's a very beneficial sign. Don't touch. This is still the Riverview trail. See the blue blazes there. And so we're going to continue just to walk on around. That house we just saw, that's the caretaker's house. We are in bright full sun. Those people did find the geocache that I now don't have to actually look for. I can see, this is the sign that says Riverview Trail that way and this way. Let's go down this way and we'll see. We're kind of backtracking now because we actually got off and went out into the demonstration area of the farm. So we'll see. I think this just loops around. Yeah, it does. We're going up here. It's a little muddy here, although it's dry, but you can see evidence of the mud. There's the river again, and we should be able to see Mount Vernon quite well from here. Yeah, this is definitely the photo spot. Oh wow! It looks like an osprey with something that it just caught. Here we are, right there. There's Mount Vernon, as you can see, and you can walk right up to the river here and see how it just drops straight down. Yeah. It is straight down. Always eroding. And we're probably up 30 or 40 feet. And there's one of the river cruise boats, I think. Even more impressive from here. Now that's the reason the fence is electrified. This is where some of the cattle are. And these are backbred or reverse bred to try and get them to more colonial time animals, I believe. We were down at the George Washington Birthplace National Memorial yesterday. Didn't take any video. I'm going to be going back. And they have cattle and things down there also. Now, one of the things that's kind of interesting, and you can see it particularly on this cow, you'll notice that she is horned, and also if you look closely you can see that it is in fact a female. So you know, they have horns. So not just the bulls. And we're continuing on the Riverview Trail, Blue Blazes. And the river's right over there, you can see it. We're going to keep on around. They've got a pretty good herd. Looks like there's 6 or 7 back over there and 4 or 5 over here. And we're going to walk on around. Again, like I said, it's a nice trail. It's more of a walk than, quote, a trail. But bright and sunny. We'll continue. This is Outback Outside from Accokeek, Maryland at the National Colonial Farm. It's Friday the 13th of April. And we're just out for a look-see. Hope you're enjoying it, and hope you'll make a note of this, especially if you live in the Washington, D.C. area. We're directly across from Mount Vernon, and about, I guess 15, 18 miles south of Washington, D.C. Alright. Well, here we are at the pond here at the National Colonial Farm. Very low in water. Very, very low. But there are Canada geese, and look like ducks also down here, which I'd expect them to be, but boy is the water low. There's a trail that leads around here. I believe it goes that way. Not sure what the blaze color is on that. But we're going to stay on the blue Riverview, which goes right up this way. Well, these may actually be the same trail that just use the same path. And we keep on going up around here. We actually came up on the embankment for the dam for this for the river. I mean for the pond. So I'll walk around this way. Some beautiful country in here. Driving in, up and down. You can see how thick the pollen is. Look at the water. Well, seems like everywhere I go, where there's water locally, I always see some evidence that the beavers have been here. You can see there, that's not recent. There apparently are beavers in the area, or were beavers in the area. A lot of evidence of comings and goings. And this is really a nice little walk today, hike, whatever you want to call it. Just a chance to get out. Not stressful, very easy. They're rated. The website, the Accokeek Foundation website for the National Colonial Farm, rates each one of these as easy. I think the worst one they've got, or the most difficult one they've got is rated moderate to easy. So yeah, you can see this is just where they've run a lawnmower through here and created a path for us. And there's some of our bovine friends, I believe they call bovine. See how large these guys are, or girls as they may be. But they're all horned. And you can see that way, there's the river. You can see just how low the water is, but like I said, there's the Canada geese. I once referred to them as Canadian geese and was corrected by a good friend of mine who said they are not Canadian geese, they are Canada geese. Meaning that the term Canadian was an adjective to describe what kind of geese they were, and they really weren't of Canadian ancestry. That's just their name. We do have a large number of, I guess, local Canada geese that live in the state of Maryland. They don't go back to Canada. They stay in Maryland. So anyway, a little point of interest, point of information. We're going to keep going. Well, here's some of the sheep they have here on site, and they do shear them certain times of the year. Again, if you go to the website, you'll see they have a calendar of events, and they talk about when they do, what they do, how they do. Again, here we are at the National Colonial Farm, Accokeek, Maryland. Really quite a nice day. Temperatures in the upper 50s, maybe 60 by now, I don't know. A couple of those Canada geese I was talking about. And we're still right next to the pond. Ready to go across a little bridge here. That's where the water comes for this thing. And there's not much water available, evidently. Well, our Blue Blaze Trail has turned into more of a trail now. As you can see, we've really gotten back into the woods, and I'm not sure what we're going to see. I'm going to pull the map out in a few minutes and just see where it is and what we're doing. We're still finding the blue blazes, so we'll see. Come on up here around. Wait, I actually got over on the Orange Trail, which just went around that little pond. But you can see we're still in the controlled pasture land, I guess you'd call it. There's the electric fence. And we continue up here to the Blue Blaze. Kind of watch where I'm walking. River. Walks pretty good ways. This trail is evidently, it's one of those swallowtail butterflies that I have a picture of on the website. Really pretty. Trail leads right on up around that way and down, and I actually can see what looks like a sandy looking beach area down that way, right next to the river. That must be where we're headed. Yep, there's the bridge. Well, when all else fails, pull out the map. And we started out, we're approximately right in here, I believe now, getting ready to get onto this light blue trail, which is called the Bluebird Trail, and it's actually a 1.5 mile loop. And it will take us on around through here and out back to the actual farm. There's a white trail up here that's the Pawpaw Trail that's moderate to difficult. The Bluebird Trail that we're getting on is going to be easy to moderate. We're going to go around a chestnut grove here and native tree arboretum. So we're going to just keep on going. This blue trail that we were on, the Riverview Trail, it's only 0.8 of a mile, but they run into each other, so I didn't do a real good job of looking at that. And this bluebird trail is going to end up being 1.5 miles. And will take us around this way back into the parking area beyond the pond where we were a minute ago. So anyway, let's just keep going. I mean, I'm enjoying this. It's not quite noon, so we'll see what's happening. Alright. Hope you're enjoying this. Once again, if you don't get out here, you won't know what's going on. So if you don't get out back, you won't know what's going on outside. I certainly didn't realize this. I missed this one trail right here. So anyway, we're going to stay on this light blue. Hopefully we're going to see a light blue blaze up here. I see another blue one, but we'll see what we find as we go. Alright, let's keep going. Now here's another example. If you wait long enough, you'll get another trail sign. That's where we just came from. A little bit of washout down that way. So, and again, that's the river view. We're right there. Now, which way do we go? That way? Or this way? Well, I see the light blue blazes right there. And so I believe we're going to head that way. Again, like I said, you know, this whole loop is supposed to be 1.5 miles, and walk at a relatively normal pace, which that's what this should be. That should only be about 20 to 30 minutes. So, you know, again, they've cut out a little section here so you can actually, looks like, get down to the river. Here we are again. That's Mount Vernon over there through the trees. The opposite shore, Virginia. So let's just keep on going. Remember, we're looking for those light blue blazes again. So we'll keep going. Okay, here we are. We've got light blue blazes there, light blue blazes there. I think we're going to go this way now, because I think this will take us on back, and we'll just kind of shortcut this a little bit. It should run right in to where we need to go to get back to where the actual demonstration farm is and all that. So we're going to keep going. Let's just see what this is like again. This is a pretty wide open field right here. I have a feeling the trail goes back to the left or the right up here. I think this is just a crossover, so to speak. So we'll keep going and we will continue to record. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I believe that's the way we would have come out had we gone to the right back there at that at the split, and I believe that's where the chestnut grove probably is. And so you can see there's light blue blaze there, and a light blue blaze there, and I know that this leads back towards the actual farm area. See the plane there? We're not that far south again of the Ronald Reagan National Airport there in Washington, D.C. And through the trees there you can see there's the river. We are right on the river. And this is definitely a trail that's not, quote, a trail. It's a road. So you should be able to move around it pretty good. So we are continuing. Again, we're at the National Colonial Farm here in Accokeek, Maryland. Today's Friday. It's April the 13th. And it is now noon. So Hope you've enjoyed this. I don't know how long I've been filming or how long I've been recording, and so we'll have a nice time. It looks like right up here is where we would have come in if at the first split when we came off of the Riverview Trail. If we'd have gone to the right, looks like this is where we would have come back in at. So basically just went around a big loop. Either way would have worked, and so we kind of took the middle one. Alright, we're going to continue. Well, as you can see, we're back on the other side of the farm. The pond is right over that way. Over there is where we saw the sheep. You can just barely see the river from here. And we're going to continue on around, and we'll be back over at the actual where the farm buildings are, and we'll do some recording over there. Had a nice time. I'm going to be coming back out here again and doing a more systematic approach instead of just kind of walking and going, okay, I'm on that trail now. Oh, now I'm on this trail. This should be the Bluebird Trail. There's another Bluebird house that they've got out here. There's a lot of those around. Although this may be... Now this is the Bluebird Trail. I see a light blue blaze up here, and we're going to go right on around that way. See, there's some parking, and I believe that's for staff, or I think that's just for staff. And we will continue. Again, it is absolutely beautiful. A lot to see out here. Take your time. You can see quite a bit of wildlife. We will continue. As I said earlier, we're not too far from Washington, D.C. I believe that's one of the marine type helicopters that the president uses. See this quite often. Never know who's on them. Yeah, here we go. More signs. Pawpaw Trail, which is the white trail, goes on around this way. Bluebird Trail is the trail we've been on, and we're heading back now. This is the native tree arboretum. See by the sign there. "215 trees and shrubs representing 128 species that were growing in the Chesapeake Bay region in the 17th and 18th century." So started back in 1987. Now again, this is not only for us to enjoy walking around, but it's also to educate us. So like I said, the Pawpaw Trail goes on around that way, and there's a maintenance building, and we're heading back down this way. And here's where we came from. Beautiful field. Nice breeze this morning. This afternoon, actually. It's about 10 minutes after 12. Alright, let's keep going. And there's a couple of those Canada geese that I was talking about. They're out for a little walk too. And there's some of those ducks I was talking about up there on this little tiny pond. Oh, and there's another Canada geese there. Canada goose there. And that's the ones that run the roadway there, taken to the water so as not to bother us. There's the lake. And that's where we were earlier, but we couldn't get from there to here. Maybe a way to get here. Just didn't know. And so we're back now. And There's a few calves. Again, they've got the warning signs as necessary about the electric fence. So you want to stay away from there. And you can see the horns on that. He's been tethered. They don't want him wandering around for some reason. And there's a horse. And some sheep in the barn. Hey, bud. How you doing? You're just dragging that rope. You're not attached to anything. No, I'm not going to feed you. I don't have any food. Now we're going to keep on going. The county policeman goes a plane. It almost looks like, well, I'm not going to say, it's too far away. Here we are, back at the barn. Didn't get any close-up pictures of the horse. You can see that's not a racehorse, that's a working horse. Well, as you can see, we're back where we started from, or earlier, back at the chickens. We found that geocache we were looking for. Of course, it wasn't real hard because we happened to be near the location when some other cachers found it. But we signed the log, and we're just continuing to explore here. It's really quite nice out here. Here are some of the fencing and some of the buildings and things that are out here. We'll go up here and see what we can see. Another cow. So we'll turn the camera back on as we see things of interest. Now, here's a form of punishment that perhaps we could reinstate today. Public humiliation along with confinement. How about that? Beautiful eastern red cedars down through here. And, so we'll continue. This is quite the avenue leading down in here. Well, that's not a good sign. Something got something. Not sure what kind of feather that is. It's a large feather. Not sure. Now we're going to try and get over to the historical houses or buildings there. I think we have to go on around to the right up here. More of the feathers from something. That was very pretty on the end. Well, we found our way through. Found a way to get to the homes, or to the houses, or to the house, the farm. like I said before, this they have lots of demonstrations, historical reenactor folk that come out and talk about things. It looks like they've recently torn down a fence. Maybe to go more with this. This looks like a recent build. Anyway, I'm going to walk around here and see just how close and what we can actually see in here. See, the roof is all done with shakes or with wooden shingles. And there's the garden. This would have been, of course, a very important aspect of colonial life, because without food, without a garden, without food, you don't eat. You don't survive. And it looks like there's some onions growing there, and they've covered them up with straw and to provide some mulch. Here looks like they've probably planted some beans of some sort, or peas. It looks like from here. So, and the beans are probably back on those taller tripods back over there. These are most definitely peas. I can see where it looks like some of them sprouted. Anyway, walk on around here. This is definitely old world glass. You can see the waves and stuff in it. Don't think it's open. Let's see. Yes, it is open. Oh wow! Look at this. Yeah. Fireplace. Leave the door just so nothing gets in here. You see that short people, I have to duck down. Another fireplace there. I don't know how you would have gotten upstairs. Right here. Well, you can see the kind of hinges they had. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be in here, so come on out. Although it's not locked, so I would imagine if they didn't want you in there, it would have been locked. Yeah, this is quite nice. Broken windows. A lot of broken windows. This is a draw horse. You sit down, you put your piece of wood in. From there, and you push that to hold it down. I was talking and not showing. Yeah, you put your piece of wood in underneath this, and then with your feet, you provide the pressure to keep it intact. These are all livestock pens of some sort in this area, you know, pigs and whatever. This probably is, I don't know. Very dark. It's probably the kitchen. Yeah. chinking in between the post and everything. There's an actually wooden chimney. So that's away from the house so that it didn't burn down, and they used the chinking and stuff to try and keep it from catching on fire. Used a willow weave, I guess. Well, it may not be willow, but a woven fence, which was used quite a bit. Used roots or saplings and that kind of stuff, and it basically is woven. That's cedar. As you can see, this is all cedar, and we saw a lot of eastern red cedars around here. So use of resources, local resources, whatever they had, and they would make the space in between the posts and the laterals, or the fence itself, just however wide or long their supplies of roots and stuff would stretch. This is really neat out here. Let's keep on going. Let's see what's in this other building. One of the other things I guess we have to remember is these people were just trying to survive. They weren't necessarily producing cash crops, although tobacco is definitely a cash crop. But in this kind of an environment, these people were just living, looking. A lot of times they would work for the owner of the land, and basically it was sharecropping. But it's a beautiful area out here, and quite a neat place just to wander around. And I am virtually by myself. Other than those geocaching friends, I've seen very few people. It's a great place to come. They have a lot of activities, of course, in season. They do school groups and that type of stuff. So, depending on what you want, obviously the weekend's probably going to be a little more used than the weekdays. Like I said, we're out here on a Friday. It's going to be a lot more used when there's actually an event going on, because a lot of people don't do what I do, just wander around and look and read. But this truly is a neat place. And if you're into just walking, hiking, or whatever you want to call it, you've got a lot of trails. None of them too really long. None of them are, incredibly long. So, this gives me ideas for things to do at my home. Kind of on the eclectic side, the kind of thing that my wife would say, that looks dumb. But, it's kind of neat. So, anyway, we're going to walk all around. There was the ecosystem area over to the right when we came in, so I may walk down there. Again, it's only 12:30. We've not been out here a little over 2 hours. Had a great time. Here's some echo stuff over here. You'll see plants growing on the roof. So I'll cut the camera back on when I get over there.